Alright, I'm going to show you how I make this dehydrated beef jerky. It really is some good stuff, but you start off with an eye round roast. This one's almost about little over 3.5 pounds. That's going to probably give me just a little over a pound of finished product. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, a couple of things first. If you can see it, you can see the grain running front to back. What you want to do, you want to cut against the grain. That's going to give you a lot easier chew. You want to try to take off any bit of fat that this thing has on it, because when you dehydrate, that fat it doesn't really dehydrate. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't taste very good. So let's get all that off of there. Okay, I've got pretty much all the fat off of it. Now I'm going to start slicing it. And I like them about maybe an 1/8 inch thick. I don't like them real thick, but I'm not going to be able to hold this phone and slice at the same time. So let me slice off a few pieces and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there's some slices like I'm talking about. They're not real thick. They'll even shrink some more once you dehydrate them. But one thing it helps too, if you'll put this in the freezer for a couple of hours before you start cutting it, it makes it easier to cut. It's not so mushy. But I'm going to go ahead and cut all this up and we'll go to the next step. Alright, now we're going to mix up this marinade. And basically it's this Allegro hickory smoked marinade. I've got probably about a half a bottle of original. Then I've got also some liquid smoke I'm going to put in there just a little bit. Black pepper, garlic powder. And for a little bit of spice, I'm going to put this Mad Dog Inferno on there. I think that's something like 90,000 Scoville units or something. But if you mix it right, it's not going to be too hot. But basically all we're going to do, pour that original in there. Pour a bottle of hickory smoke. Add a little more hickory smoke. Add a little bit of liquid smoke. Let's see here. Gonna sprinkle in a little black pepper, a little garlic powder, and finally, you want to be real careful with this. All right. Let's see. Well, let me grab a whisk. All right, now we're just going to whisk this up real good. Now this flavor here basically is just, it gives it a little bit of it seems like it would give it a lot of smoke taste, but it's not a whole lot. There's a lot of soy sauce in that Allegro hickory smoked marinade, but it really does. This just makes a really good beef jerky. Alright. Now, let me grab some gloves, because since it has that Mad Dog Inferno in there, you do not want to get that on your hands and touch your eye or anything else, because it will burn. Let me grab some gloves. Alright, now just start laying these strips in here. Just put them all in there and cover it up and stick it in the ice box for about 24 hours, and that's all there is to it until you go to dehydrate it. Okay, like I said, all of it's in there. Now we just put it in the put the lid on it and put it back in put it in the ice box for 24 hours, so it gets a really good soaking in there. You don't want to leave it on much longer than that, or it can actually make the meat start to fall apart. But anywhere from 8 to 24 hours is good. Okay, after the strips have been marinating overnight, been in there about 22 hours, I think, it's time to get them out of the marinade. And I've got these racks. I bought that off of Amazon. These racks go right inside your air fryer tray, and makes it real convenient. So what we'll do, we'll just start taking these strips out, and you want to lay them on some paper towels, because you're going to have to pretty much wipe down all these pieces to get that marinade off there, so you don't just put it in there wet. But let me lay all this out, and then we'll load up the trays there, and we'll get this thing going. Okay, what you want to do once you got these things on this paper towel, you want to kind of blot them dry. Like I say, you're trying to just take away that moisture. Trust me, that flavor's still in there, but once you get them patted down a little bit, you can go ahead and start loading up these racks. Okay, now that our racks are loaded up, we're just going to take these over here, put them in the air fryer. Yeah, I better let me plug it in. Okay, we're going to put it on dehydrate, and for the time we want 2.5 hours to start with, 160 degrees. That's it, she's ready to go. Start it up. We'll come back and check on it in 2.5 hours. It ought to be pretty much done. All right, let's see what we got. Look at there. Now you can take this and see how you can fold it. Look at there. That is perfect. So I'm going to get all this out, back this up, reload the trays again, and go for the second batch. But that's it. Pretty easy to make. My cost, after I figured everything out, probably looking right at about $1 per ounce, which is a lot cheaper than what you will get it at the store for. And I think this tastes a lot better because it's fresher. Anyway, get a chance, give it a try. I think you'll like it. All right, after all is said and done, ended up with about 1.5 pounds of beef jerky. And if you were to go to Buc-ee's and get you 1.5 pounds of beef jerky, you'd be paying about $60. So that's it. It's cheaper to make it yourself.